Welcome to One Mat series for beginners. My name is Mihail from Broadview Fitness. Now, the beginner series differs from the standard One Mat series videos in that we're going to keep it to really simple exercises. We're going to show you a lot of variations so that you can find what works well for your body, and we're going to take our time in learning the movements. This will give you a chance to really settle into it, find what works for you, and really build the right movement patterns and technique. We'll start with a warm-up, and then we're going to learn some different variations to actually get the body going. You're still going to get a full workout for your body. It's still going to take a relatively short period of time, and still all you need is one mat. Let's start with that warm-up. For the warm-up, let's start with focusing on our feet. So for the feet, set them in a parallel position as if they are on train tracks. Roughly hip width apart. So if you think about the outsides of your hips, your bones actually don't attach there. They attach inside, right in the middle. So your feet should be roughly this far apart, right underneath you. Once you've set the feet, let's start with the shoulders. You're circling your shoulders in a nice wide range of motion, traveling forward, up, back, and down, as big as you can. You're not adding any unnecessary tensions. You're not squeezing or anything. Just let them be, moving the shoulder joint freely. Now, adding to this movement, you're going to add a little squat. So you're going to sit back. Every time your shoulders go back, you're going to sit back as well. From the side, that looks something like this. Excellent. Now, forget the shoulders and keep the squat going. Just bending the knees, coming up. Bending the knees, coming up. Now we're going to add to this movement. You're going to press up to your toes. Up, all the way to your toes, back down. All the way to your toes, back down. All the way to your toes. In a way, this is a slow motion jump. This is exactly the mechanics that your body would go through if you were to jump. Except we're just getting the joints moving, getting them accustomed to the right alignment, and coordinating them together. One more. Excellent. Take a moment, settle your body back to neutral. Check that your feet are still parallel. Train tracks running. Your feet are on them. And you're going to lift your heels one more time. You're going to come up, toes high. In this position, we're going to work on ankle stability. You might find that you come up and down a couple of times trying to find your balance. That's fine. Just settle. Make sure you're breathing calmly. Come on up. There it is for me. Good. So you find your balance. Once you're up here, you'll see that your ankles are moving around a lot. They're going to want to fall outwards. You really want to make sure that they stay in line. So if you look at my ankles, right now, they're right below my knees. And as I come up, they're going to stay there. If they start falling out, my body's no longer supporting itself. The joints are no longer stacking properly, so you'll have a lot more strain on the ligaments, on the muscles. So you want to make sure that you're keeping everything in a good alignment. Nice. Come on down. Good. Take a moment, just step around a little bit, let your ankles come back to normal. You might find that there's a lot of heat in your feet or around the ankle. A lot of those joints are supported by a lot of small muscles and some big muscles. And when they're flexing, they start to heat up. They start to produce a lot of heat. So that's usually a good sign. Let's try that one more time. We're going to keep going from there. So first, come up to your ankles or lift your feet, lift your heels. And now you're going to let one ankle come down and then switch to the other one. You're going to pedal through the feet, just warming up through that joint. Nice. So you're going to keep on alternating the ankles. Heel down, one at a time. Find a nice comfortable rhythm. And be mindful that you're not squashing your heel into the ground. So it shouldn't be down, down, down. It should be more light. And you can actually let your hands swing as well. So you get a little bit of that rib cage rotation, but keep it natural. Don't make something happen. Just let it be. Excellent. Take that to a little jog on the spot. So now your feet leave the ground a little bit, but you're still thinking right through the ankles. Keeping breathing nice and light. Very well done. Now, we're going to go in through some sun salutations. We'll work through these movements. Whatever works for you, I'm going to show you some different options that you can do. First thing, start with your feet together. We'll turn sideways on the mat. and your hands are going to reach up above your head, and you're going to stretch up as high as you can. In this position, you're thinking long, 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 long. You're not trying to just lift up the hands and wait until I say to touch the floor. Take advantage of having your hands above your head and stretch out your body. I'm feeling it right from my hips, so as if somebody's pulling my rib cage up. Everything is coming up and really stretching out. Relax your neck and shoulders. Let your hands come down. Let the weight of your head peel your rib cage forward and your spine. It's a bunch of vertebrae stacked on top of each other. So you're going to peel one at a time off, 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 coming forward, really curving forward. Keep the knees slightly bent, so you're softening the legs, and you're just going to relax forward for a second. You'll feel a stretch throughout your back here, being curved. Now, I had this described to me once as imagine an ice cream scoop scooping out the midsection so that you're really curving through. Another way to think about it, and the way I usually like to think about it, is as if someone's trying to poke you with a sharp pencil and you go, no, you kind of suck your stomach in. While you do that, you keep breathing. So you're forward, someone's trying to poke you and you're really curving forward. Nice, hanging out here. Bend the knees all the way to touch the floor. And now come right back up, touch the ceiling. Let's do that 2 more times. Down, curving forward. Nice, all the way down to touch the floor. Up, touch the ceiling. 1 more time, down. All the way to touch the floor, touching the floor back up to the ceiling. Beautiful. Now, we're going to change it up a little. You're going to come down to touch the floor. Once you've touched the floor, come down to your knees. In the knee position, adjust your knees far enough back so that when you take your hips forward, you're in a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. So find a position in which you're just balancing on your knees and your shoulders are right above your hands. This is a knee plank. You oftentimes, when you hear of plank, people will describe an elbow plank, sort of knees off the ground, elbows down. There's also a full plank or a high plank in which you're in a push-up position. But what we're doing is one version just shy of that, letting your knees come down and holding right here. In this position, you're keeping that abdominal awareness in. So you keep your abdominals in. You don't let your lower back start to sag down. If that happens, you start to feel a lot of pain back here, a lot of pressure. You don't want that to build up. There's no benefit there. You really want to make sure you keep the abdominals tight and engaged. Excellent. From here, send your hips back. We're going to do a child's pose. Nice. Come back to that plank. And really start to go for it right away. So sometimes you might find you come here and you start, where are my hands, where are my feet? Go for it and then go, okay, am I right? Take a moment and go, you know what, I can have my hips a little lower or I can have my hips a little higher. But don't be shy. Try it out. Plank. Beautiful. Now we're going to lift the feet up and you're going to walk yourself forward as much as you can towards your hands. Shift your weight onto your feet, bend your hips underneath you, and roll up just like you rolled down, shoulders back. Great job. Let's try that one more time. Feet together, hands reaching up to the ceiling. Take a moment here. Stretch, 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 stretch. And coming down, bend the knees, hands to the ground. Knees down, down, take them back. Plank, right away. Beautiful. Be aware of your hips, hands right underneath the shoulders. If you're finding this really easy, check one of 2 things. One, you might have your knees so close that you're actually on top of your knees, so your knees should be behind the hips. The other thing is, if you're finding this too easy, maybe it's too easy for you and it's time to lift the knees off the ground. Excellent. From here, you're going to send the hips back, downward dog. Sorry, not downward dog, child's pose. But if you'd like, you're welcome to do it as a downward dog position. That position puts a lot more strain on the shoulders and on the arms. So at first, just get used to transitioning forward and back to the knees. But if you're feeling strong enough, you can go from the plank to downward dog. If not, you go from the plank to child's pose. Good. Forward to the plank again. Go for it. Right away. Hit the plank. Excellent. Let's send the hips up towards downward dog. And now walk yourself forward as far as you can. Get the weight onto your legs. Bend the knees. Come on up. Great job with the warm-up. Your body should have a lot of heat going through it now. You've had a chance to put some resistance on your arms, on your legs. Focused on the abdominals coming in, getting some warmth through the core muscles. And you've worked through a different range of motion, stretching your back, stretching your legs. Your body should be ready to start a couple of exercises now. Let's start with mini circuit number 1. For the first mini circuit, we're going to focus on 2 movements. Number 1, a squat, strengthening your legs. And number 2, we're going to do an exercise that strengthens your upper body, your pressing movements. So for the squat, let's set the feet again to that parallel position. Feet on train tracks, hip width apart. Send the hands forward to help you balance your hips as you sit back. Pressing up, back. 3, we're going to go to 10 of these. 4, halfway, take that to the side. I'm going to take it to the side, you can keep facing forward. So here you can see the hips go back, back. One of the important movements here, let me show you here. Grab a stool. The important things to think about is this squat is as if you're about to sit down. Don't think of sending your knees forward. Think of sending your hips back. So if you happen to be in your living room and you're near the couch, come up to about a foot away from the couch, set your feet there, train tracks, and send your hips back to just touch the couch. Then come back up. Send the hips back, touch the couch, come back up. For our upper body movement, we're going to come back down to the knee plank that we did in the warm-up. So, hands are right underneath the shoulders. Your knees are back. Your knees should be further away from your hands than your hips are. Should be in a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. And what we're going to do is a knee push-up negative. Now the negative is the eccentric portion of the contraction. So most of the time, when you think about an exercise, like let's say a bicep curl, you think about bringing the weight up. When you're thinking about a push-up, the hard part is pushing up. But you actually build a lot of strength when you reset the movement. So if I'm doing a push-up, I'm going to come down and then push up. I'm going to come down and then push up. Pushing up is challenging, but controlling down is also very difficult, and it's actually a very important part of getting that muscle strength. So we're going to focus on that part. You're in the plank, and you're going to lower yourself down as slow as you can until you're all the way down onto the ground. Then you can bring your knees in a little, come back up, or if you're strong enough, just push back up, and then again, we're going to come down slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, great job. Come back up again. Set up into that plank. Here we go. Down. 5, 4, 3, 2, awesome. 2 more times. Come back up. Make sure your plank is nice and clean. If your knees are too close, you're going to find it hard to come down to the ground. You're going to fall forward. So make sure your knees are far enough back so that you're in a nice long plank and down. 5, 4, 3, 2, awesome. 1 more time. And if you're still moving while I'm explaining something else, keep going. If you're going to do 6 reps, 7 reps, 8 reps, get as many in there as you can, and the rest of us will catch up with you. Coming down slowly. Down. 2, 3, 4. Good. Very well done. Let's come back to that squat movement. Let's put these 2 together 1 more time. Feet are parallel. Hips go back, sitting towards the couch. Back. 3. Press through your whole foot, thinking more in the heel than the toes, but driving through the entire foot. Nice, let's do 4 more. I'm going to take that to the side so you can see this angle. Sending the hip back, press through the foot, back, whole foot, back. Excellent. Coming down to the knee plank. Here we go. Take a moment, find your position. Shoulders, knees, straight line. Slowly down. 5, 4, 3, 2, excellent. Back up again. Here we go. Down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Excellent. Back up again. 5, 4, 3, 2. Excellent. Last 2. Coming back up. Slow. 5, 4, 3, 2. Good. One more. As slow as you can. So we're going to go 5, Mississippi, 4, Mississippi, 3, Mississippi, 2, and 1. Hold as long as you can until you're down on the floor. Very well done. That's your squat and your knee push-up negative portion, so the descent. Very well done. Let's try a second grouping, mini circuit number 2. For mini circuit number 2, let's keep working with a squat movement, and then we're going to do an abdominal movement. So for the squat, we're going to change it up a little. We've been working on parallel. Now we're going to go to a wide squat. 2 points of difference here. 1, your feet are no longer pointing forward. So your feet are pointing about 45 degrees out from the center line or 90 degrees from each other, which means that your feet go, your knees follow. So as you sit down into these squats, your knees are no longer pointing forward. They're going to be pointing out as well. So you think, sit down, down. The second element is that your hips are no longer reaching back. So when I had the stool here, I was reaching to sit down onto it. I'm not going to be doing that in the wide stance because it'll throw my positioning off. It kind of throws my legs back. It's an awkward movement. What I'm thinking of here is sitting down, straight down, and up. Don't worry about how far out your knees go. Just go as far as you can. So if 45 degrees out is too much, bring it in a little bit. But every time you come down, put your hands on the outside of your knees and think, press outwards. So just keep thinking outwards rotation. It engages the muscles on the side of your leg and your glutes. So you sit down, squeeze the glutes to come up, down, squeeze the glutes to come up. One more. Very well done. Let's have a seat on the floor. Work on an abdominal movement. Most of the time when people think of abs, they think of crunches and sit-ups. Sit-ups and crunches both have this upward focus, this idea of kind of bringing your body up. That can be very challenging if you're not used to it. You can find that you get a lot of strain in your neck and even a lot of strain in your back. A good way to start connecting to your abdominal muscles without worrying about exerting the wrong force and straining muscles you don't need to be or you shouldn't be, is to start at the top and do just like we did with the push-up. Start at the top and lower yourself down. So we're going to do something I'm calling a scoop back. You sit up, your knees are bent, find a comfortable place. Then you're going to push back from your belly button and you're going to roll down. First your pelvis tilts under, roll, reach your lower back down, down, down towards the mat, and then inhale, come back up. In our warm-up, we focused on that idea of that ice cream scooper or the pencil poking you in the stomach. Same idea here. Think about pulling your belly button back, and that curves your back. So my back is very curved. I'm not going straight. I'm going curved. Lower, 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 lower. The furthest you'll go, if you can go that low, is right down to your shoulder blades. Not all the way down, just shoulder blades, and then back up. Going back. Exhaling. Now, some of you might remember that when you're doing an exercise, your exertion of force is where your exhale comes in. So the hardest part is going to be coming up, so I should be going. This is true. However, because I want you to understand the contraction of your abdominals, I actually want you to breathe backwards. You're going to exhale on your way down as well. Take a moment back there, inhale, and then exhale again to come up. So that breathing is inhale at the top, exhale, push the belly button back, lowering yourself down, 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 down. Take a moment, little breath in, exhale, come back up. 2 more times, exhale. As curved as you can be, exhale, in. So practice this movement and just learn to get lower. You don't have to go right down for the ground, all the way back up. Just get used to pushing that belly button in and coming back up. In and coming back up. And as you get stronger, you can get lower. And then a good way to start building that strength is just to come back and hold, 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 hold. Come back up. Holding it there helps you really connect to your muscles and get them to flex properly to support you in the abdominals and get a lot less strain on the back. Let's put those two movements together. Wide squat 10 times. Sitting down in the middle, pressing up. Just a reminder, your feet 45 from the center, hips right down in the middle. Let's count that as 1 and 2. Exhale. Good. 5. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Excellent. Having a seat down on the floor. Get comfortable with your legs, just slightly bent in the knees, focusing on your abdominals. Big breath in, nice and tall. Exhale, scooping back. Inhale. Exhale up. That's 2. Two more. Last one. This one we're going to hold back. Inhale, exhale back. Just hang out, relax, push the belly button in. I know you're thinking, relax. Try to relax your neck, keep breathing, keep curved. If you're feeling your lower back, come up a little higher. If not, just hang in there as long as you can. Keep that belly button in. Nice, release yourself all the way down to the ground. Stretch your hands overhead. Long extension, let your feet be long. Beautiful. Let's do one more mini circuit. Number 3. For mini circuit number 3, we're going to keep focusing on the legs, get a new position there in a split squat while working the shoulders, and then a little bit of back work. So let's start with that split squat position. Our first squat was parallel. From this movement, you're going to take one leg straight back. So my legs are still same width apart this way, but now they're longer this way. To get this position just right, you can lower your back knee down towards the floor. You can actually let it touch. Normally when you do a split squat, you don't touch the floor, but this is just to get used to your alignment. Back leg, 90 degrees, roughly. Front leg, 90 degrees, roughly. It's actually a little bit smaller than that. 90 would put you out a little wide, but just a little under 90. And then when you press up, that's your position. Back heel is up. Don't try to push it down. If you try to push it down, it tends to shift your weight backwards. Then you find that you only have one leg back there, and then you lose your balance. So try to keep the back heel up and your weight right in the center. This back knee is pointing to the ground. That's where your weight is settled. Your hands are going to go straight out to the side. And then you're going to draw little tiny circles forward. Keeping your positioning in the lower body still. And then you're going to change that direction backwards. Now you will notice that my upper body is not doing a lot of movement. It's controlled. Long arms, just circles. And those circles don't just happen in the wrists or the forearms. They're happening right from the shoulder joint. Upper arm makes circles. Beautiful. Switch your stance. So I had my right foot forward. I'm going to take my left foot forward now. Right leg is back. Arms go straight out to the side. Little tiny circles forward. Now, though I say tiny circles, you want to think about the diameter of that circle being just under a foot. So it's a good sized circle, just not massive, just within that range of the shoulder. Change direction, sending it back. Good. Take a moment, think about your hips for a second, and think about your knees. Where are they? Are they up too high? Are you kind of off askew here? Keep everything pointing forward. Hips are forward. Back heel is up. Beautiful. Bring the feet together. Let's do one more movement to work our back. Your back. Take your hands forward. Palms are down. Then you're going to bring your elbows into your side, squeezing back, taking your palms up. Inhale out. Exhale back. Now this movement can be a little bit tricky because on the one hand, you can just kind of take your arms in and out and go, all right, my shoulders are a little tired. Or you can learn to squeeze your shoulder blades and get to activate those muscles before you start adding weight or resistance. A lot of times to work your back, you need to pull something. So you can have a resistance band, you can have a weight, or for example, the weight of this chair. Be forward, pulling it back is working my back muscles. It's working my biceps and back muscles. Now, to get that kind of movement, you need to really coordinate with those muscles. So a good way to start is just to move the arms and think about squeezing your shoulder blades together. I like to imagine a pencil between the shoulder blades, and I'm trying to grab that pencil, and I'm trying to break that pencil, so you really squeeze the arms together. So palms down, squeeze back. And keeping this movement going. Good. Let's put those two together. So first, let the arms come down, relax for a second. You should be feeling right here, between your spine and your shoulder blades, it should be a little bit tender, and behind your shoulders, that whole area should be working during these exercises. Let's go back to number one. So feet facing forward. I'm going to take the right leg back, hands straight out to the side, 10 circles forward. Good, 10 circles backwards. Keeping your body nice and tall, breathing. Excellent. Keep your hands out to the side. Bring your feet forward. Take your left leg back. Nice. Take a moment, find your balance. Make sure your back heel is up. So in this case, your left heel is up. Good. Let's do tiny circles forward. Keep breathing, nice and tall. Your back knee is bent. Change directions. So your left knee is bent. Your belly button is in towards your spine, giving you nice support. Excellent. Bring the feet together. Relax your shoulders for a second. Just a second. Number two, hands reach out to the side, palms are down. Elbows squeeze in, palms are up. Inhale. Nice. So from the back, it's going to look nice. One more. Good. Take a moment. You should be feeling it in your back. If not, really focus on that squeeze when you're doing these types of movements. Let's try a super circuit, putting together all three of the mini circuits we just did. All right, home stretch. 6 movements back to back. Make sure that you take your time, have a look at the mini circuits, and learn the movements properly. You should be very comfortable with them before you start, going back to back to back, trying to chase the tape. Make sure that your body knows what it's doing, feeling it, settling in, ready to go. Here we go, starting with those squats. Feet are parallel, hands are forward, hips are back. Pressing up and back. That's 3 already. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep your chest high. 9 and 10. Excellent. Coming down to a knee plank position. We're going to go into the push-up negative. So, slow descent. Control the down to the ground. 3, 2, down. Good job. Set up again at the top. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Chest is lowering down. 3, 2, 1. 3 more times. Here we go. Up. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. 2 more times. Pressing up. Here we go. Down slow. 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Last one. Here we go. Up. Down. 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, just kidding. Come on down. Good. You want to really take your time with that movement. Come down as slow as you can. get as many muscle fibers coming in to help you. Legs are out, wide squat position, hands are forward, hips are down. Coming down, that's 2. 3, it's very important here that your knees keep going wherever your toes are pointing. Knees have a tendency to want to fall forward. Don't let them. Keep them going out. Down. 2 more. 1 more. Good. Have a seat on the floor. Abdominals. Scoop back. From the belly button, pushing back. Up. Let's pick up the pace, so we're going to change the breathing a little bit. You're going to inhale up, exhale down. If you're finding that this is relatively comfortable, so you have enough curve and you're really feeling strong in the abdominals, go a little lower. Go down, 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 and up. Don't go down all the way to where you're relaxed. Just kind of keep yourself engaged, engaged, engaged. And up 1 more. And this time we're going to hold for 5, 4, belly button in, 2, 1, stretch out. Good, coming up. Let's go to our split squat stance. 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind. I have my right foot forward, my left foot back, and my left heel is up. Left leg is bent, hands are straight out to the side, tiny circles forward. Body is nice and tall, you're not falling forward, you're just hanging out. Nice, take it back. Long hands rotating from the upper arms, not the wrist, not the forearm, whole arm. Beautiful, keep this stance. Bring your left foot forward, take your right foot back. Nice low stance, right heel is up, right knee is down, hands are out, circles forward. Nice. This particular stance is really going to challenge your balance, so make sure that you're taking a moment to settle in before you start swinging your hands. Let's change directions. Keep breathing. Excellent. Good. Bring the feet together. Take the hands out to the side, palms down. Exhale. Squeeze the shoulder blades, reaching behind you. Reach back. Reach out. Reach back. From behind, it looks like this. Nice. So you're thinking elbows reach right behind you, not to your side, behind you. 1 more. Excellent. Great job. Relax your shoulders. Click on one of the stretch videos. Get into that. It's going to be really important to improve your range of motion as well as your cardiovascular endurance and your muscle strength. All 3 components, strength, flexibility, and endurance, are going to be important in improving your body and your fitness. So make sure that after you get in a workout, do a nice cool down stretch. As you practice that routine and kind of keep doing that workout, stretch, you're going to see improvements, and soon you'll be doing the full workouts, and then soon you'll be doing elite workouts. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Great job today.